Operation Reports review this time. Just review two questions that is quite wasted, I believe, in this slot. But maybe there is a bit of context on why they chose these questions instead. At first, I just thought they are probably choosing those questions because it's actually a very safe question to answer, but let's just see what they say. I accidentally sold my Spring 22 SP scratch tickets while receiving rewards for urgent quests. Basically, this means for players who are very, very rushy, basically when you're at the rewards page, you cannot move your character. And the only thing that you can select from those are the menu. And from that menu, because in such a way that they allow us to store all the materials into our material storage while selling the rest of the items, some players probably forgot that the UQ actually awards the spring scratch tickets, and they accidentally just sold all of them by converting them all to meseta by using the fourth option. Hence why everybody is like, oh shoot, I miss out on a lot of SP scratch tickets because I keep selling all of them. And once they found out about it, it's too late for them. So the way they're gonna address this issue is that they're gonna change the rarity of the special scratch tickets so that all the items would not be like sold immediately, because you'll be requiring a confirmation, I suppose. It's a very, very niche kind of fixture, and I believe it's a very minor issue, to be honest, because this is a seasonal event, and I guess there's some very good stuff from the special scratch ticket from the spring event. Yeah, there is very, very unique stuff in there, and I believe some people miss it out, hence why they wanted to address this. But at the same time, I wish all these questions are meant for improving the game instead of fixing minor seasonal issues like this, because I believe this is still a wasted slot. This could be a question about why is the chain combo issue still exists for gunners, why is the Talis and the Wand is still not having any new PAs or any upgrades or buff to them, stuff like that. It should be probably a better question in here, but that's just my 2 cents probably. And next, I'm going to talk about the fourth question, which is quite the most controversial question that everybody is baffled about, because I believe there's a lot of people from the JP side literally says they have never once asked this question before, but yet, people actually ask this question. So let's just see what is their why would they actually answer this such a niche question instead of much more important issues in the game. So let's read. I find it a bit strange that photon scales, which were originally very difficult to find materials, are now available as urgent quest rewards. When photon scales were released, they were only available as a gathering item. Yeah, true. Then later on, the Synchron series and weapons are introduced, and we increase the supply of photon scale rewards by urgent quests and blah blah blah. Yeah, and this results an increase of item available through combat, which made gathering less important. No, who? Okay, gathering is still very important. The reason why gathering is less important now is because you add in the exchange. You add in materials exchange in the recycle store, okay? The recycle shop. This is not the reason of why gathering is less important is because you can exchange for gathering materials using your existing SG items or your scratch items, which this is not the result of because synchron weapon existed. All right, I mean, synchron weapons are the reason why we are actually receiving much more photon scales at our Dark Clouds urgent quest and maybe in the purple triggers. But I don't think that is going to devalue the vegetables or the meats or the fruits in the fields. No, we need to collect that because they are still essential materials for our food, which provides us the food buff. And if you don't collect them, you wouldn't have enough at all to create the recipe to make your recipe of your food to work. So what is the meaning of this question at all? It doesn't really answer a lot of issues that we are currently having that is much more important than this issue? So, and then they say in the future, we will be careful to make sure that supplies meet demand for rare gathering items? Wait, what? I mean, I'm glad that in the recent headline they added in the randomite, which drops a lot more, ores when you break that mineral ore, instead of just, breaking one mineral ore and getting one or two or three. Which is probably a very good one, which actually enhances our gathering experience. But hey, bring back fishing, bring back mining, or just at least give us an animation on our mining instead of asking us to use our weapons to attack it when we are actually literally doing some mining and fishing back there in base PSO2, which actually have a PSE system as well, which even better because it actually allows us to take advantage of PSE bursts while farming things. And PSE burst is, as everybody know it, is a very, very fun mechanic. Why don't you implement that kind of system into our gathering? And maybe, add something that allows us to collect something in the water areas of the game, because for now, I just can't find any reason for us to use our swimming motion at all. It's just for show that we are able to swim in the sea and not able to dive into the water. What's the purpose of actually swimming in the ocean then, or swimming in the lakes or something? At least give us a purpose instead of just being a cosmetic thing. All right, the whole swimming action is already existing in the game, and it's just used as a gimmick instead, which is pretty sad considering we should have utilized that kind of mechanic, or making our characters wet or something. Yeah, and all in all, I just believe these two questions are just very underwhelming, and I wish they actually address why they chose these questions in the future instead of like the very, very important questions that the community really wanted to be answered. And yeah, this is just my take on these two controversial questions here. And maybe the spring ticket one is a bit more makes sense, but really, these two questions shouldn't have existed at all, to be honest. And for photon scales, why don't you just allow us to get more photon scales easier rather than doing urgent quests all the time? Because constantly doing the same urgent quests all day, every day, is going to burn everybody out. Thank you very much.